Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer Channel, although I feel like saying welcome to the Oreo channel because there's yet another flavor of Oreos available, and I have it here for you today. And it seems like there's a new one coming out every week now. I think they're competing with Kit Kat for the most frequent flavors. And this is a good thing, of course, for anyone who likes Oreo cookies. I know I do. Probably my number 2 cookie behind Chips Ahoy, and Nutter Butter is up there too. I'm not sure how the 2 and 3 are behind Chips Ahoy, but in any case, this is the brand new Java Chip Flavor Cream Oreo. And how do we get to this point in 2021? Now, of course, by Java they mean coffee, so coffee chip. And why do they call coffee Java? It's because in the 1600s the Dutch planted coffee beans in, or I should say on, the island of Java, which today is part of Indonesia. And so while it's sort of a nickname today, back at that time it would mean that you were selling or you were asking for coffee that came from Java, kind of like you say, if you don't really care, give me a cola. But if you want a Pepsi, you say give me a Pepsi. So Java would be the equivalent of that in the old days. And now they're making this look kind of like coffee ice cream on here. And my top coffee ice cream is from Howard Johnson's. When I was a kid, there were still some Howard Johnson's around, but Howard Johnson's was a bit more upscale, and they had wonderful meals there, like chicken croquettes with a special sauce on top, fried clams, and of course the many flavors of ice cream. And I once had coffee ice cream in the Howard Johnson's across from the Watergate. I believe I saw G. Gordon Liddy in the window, but I don't think this is based on ice cream. I think all of us know there's a Java Chip Frappuccino at a particular coffee chain that has a few locations across the world, and I think that's probably what they're appealing to for today's audience. Is you hear Java Chip, and I think that's pretty much what everybody's thinking about. So let's take a closer look at the packaging here. Okay, so here's a closer look at the packaging. Here it says family size, and translation for that is what regular size used to be years ago. Naturally and artificially flavored, new. Here's the actual cookie, and the aesthetic is kind of reminiscent of cookie dough for chocolate chip cookies, but the packaging is emphasizing ice cream, which is quite odd because we know that this is sort of based on the Frappuccino at Starbucks. So I guess this is sort of a way to legally protect themselves by saying, well, this is coffee ice cream. So here it is out of the package. And the actual cookie is just the standard Oreo. But by golly, there is... I thought I detected it before I even got it up here to the nose, but the whole room started smelling like coffee when I popped open the flap on the package. Oh, it's a wonderful aroma. There must be some real coffee in there somewhere to have an aroma like that. And I see the little chips. Let's pop the top off here. Well, immediately the biscuit, as they officially call it, broke right in half. But underneath, I'm getting some cookie crisp vibes from the cereal. Something about this is triggering something in my mind about cookie crisp cereal. Perhaps it's because the little chips are so darn small, but it certainly has a wonderful aroma. So I think we're going to have to first test the cream, because that's the only thing that's unique or different about this. We have an aviary opening up outside here all of a sudden. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes before the bird eats it. It certainly does have a distinct coffee flavor. It's not as strong as the aroma of coffee was. Surprisingly, the chips are really hard. That's not really what I want in either my cookie or in my Frappuccino. I like to have a regular old-fashioned, somewhat soft chocolate chip, even if it's in a drink. Chocolate flavor is not that pronounced, and I do find it somewhat odd that they refer to it as chocolatey chips rather than chocolate chips. Does that mean it's one of the artificial flavors that are in this? I'd have to dial up Monsanto to know for sure, but not a whole lot of chocolate flavor. Perhaps that is a chocolatey flavor, as they call it at Monsanto headquarters. So let's put the sandwich back together, although the whole cookie seems to be falling apart. I have a feeling that this package passed through the hands of Captain Butterfingers at some point in the distribution process. But let's try our best to get the full sandwich cookie experience. From National Public Radio News in Washington, I'm John Big Booty. Instead of reporting the top stories at this hour, I am here to announce that this will be my last broadcast at NPR, in what I now recognize was a vulgar display of unearned privilege. I ate very expensive avocado toast and ordered Power Legs for $19.95 from a television infomercial. After strapping them on, I passed out. 12 hours later, I regained consciousness to find I was the top story on television. I learned I had engaged in activities that have tarnished the NPR brand and brought great shame to the Big Booty name, and that the League of Villains had voted unanimously to have me replace Lex Luthor as chairman. I hereby submit my resignation. But it's not too late for you. Don't make the mistake I did. Don't throw it all away. These Power Legs.
Power Legs.
I'm John Big Booty. Big Booty.
Big Booty. Woo!
Well, I have to say that I do like the coffee flavor on this, but it's not as strong as I would have preferred, and it especially becomes apparent when you put the cookie back together as a sandwich form. It really overwhelms the coffee flavor. It's so weak that you get a whole lot of Oreo cookie flavor and only a little bit of coffee. And the chocolate chips never really had a chance to get on stage because they're so small and they're hard and crunchy. I'm not even really sure what they are at this point, but they're not functioning as chocolate chips. They're functioning, I guess, as chocolatey chips, as they say on the package here, but I'd rather have chocolate chips. perhaps to have less chips, but have them be bigger and the type of chocolate chips we all know from a Nestle Toll House bag, rather than whatever this laboratory created chocolate chip is. I would say that this is a product that if you like coffee and you like Oreos, then I think you'll probably just want to go ahead and try it at least. However, if you have a choice between this and the Java chip Frappuccino, then I would probably get the Frappuccino, but then again, this might be the perfect cookie to have with a Java chip Frappuccino. But by itself, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 stars out of 5. It's a solid, satisfactory product, but not what it could have been with a little more punch behind the coffee flavor and with real chocolate chips. So I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.